Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Opportunity Zone. We got Mr. Chris Lavin here.
And Mr. Nate Armstrong over there because he's sick.
Socially distancing right now.
He's sick.
7 days on meds. I'm good now. But
I'm not getting sick. I'm going on a cruise.
All right. Big show today, guys. First and foremost, the apartment complex concessions are coming back strong. What does that mean? Are renters finally winning right now? We're going to talk about that on today's show. We're also going to talk about why homeowners can't move right now. A little bit of seller's remorse happening. And then multifamily, it hit the biggest default level since the GFC.
I know this is going to sound insane, but yay.
Yeah, if you're an opportunist and you like to buy low, don't miss today's show. We're going to get into how and why we can tackle default situations on multifamily today as well. Chris, I got one more too. We're going to get into the new era of the bromance with Mr. Trump
and
his favorite New York mayor. Is that not a fair statement? He probably wouldn't like me over that.
Nope.
I'm sorry, Mr. Trump. We actually like your policies.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that, okay? Because it's going to affect the landscape of New York a lot. It's going to affect especially housing and the precedent going forward. So all that and more on today's show. First, I'm going to do a quick little Bible lesson. Chris will then give us a blessing, and then we're going to jump into this, okay?
But this guy that you're going to talk about, he's been coming up a lot lately.
He should. So I don't know how many of you have ever been in a situation where you feel like you're managing a lot. You're processing so much. It's never happened to you, Chris.
Nope, not in the past 10 minutes.
You're processing a lot, but maybe you don't feel like you're moving forward. Take note of this. So 3,500 years before Christ, you got this guy named Joseph. He is abducted essentially, but he ends up getting a position where he's the estate manager running Potiphar's house and does a really good job. Really good. So good that he gets promoted to be in charge of everything. And then one day he gets falsely accused of committing a crime. Never commits the crime, but because Potiphar, the owner, says, you know what, I got to side with my people, his wife in this case, he gets thrown in jail. While he's in jail, he remains in faith and keeps doing what he's always done, managing, pushing forward, doing the organization. And he gets promoted by the warden to be in charge of the jail. He's an inmate in the jail, and he's still in charge of all the other prisoners. Well, a couple of prisoners come along at some point who need some interpretation of what's going on in their head, their dreams. They later go back to the palace where they're from, and they tell the king, the Pharaoh, what had happened. And Pharaoh later on says, hey, I have a dream I need interpreted. And he calls Joseph forward. Joseph then interprets the dream, and the Pharaoh likes him so much he gets promoted to be COO of the entire land. Why am I sharing this story? Sometimes we feel like we get handcuffed. Sometimes we feel like we're pushing so much, we're pushing so hard, but we're not actually making progress. I'm just going to encourage you, stay in faith. Keep working hard. Keep doing like as Joseph did. And then when you finally get your moment to present your vision, present your case, present whatever it is to Pharaoh or whatever the Pharaoh equivalent is, that might be your moment to shine. That might be your big breakthrough, your big promotion. All right. With that, Chris, would you mind giving us a blessing?
Absolutely. Heavenly Father, first and foremost, I'd like to express my gratitude for all of the things that you've granted me, the peace, the faith, the strength, the empowerment, and the ability to realize that if I follow your will, everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to. Exactly the way that it's supposed to. Please bless our conversations today to allow us to spread some wisdom from our experiences and our knowledge to the people that are listening today so that they can benefit from both our mistakes and our good decisions, and that they can have a financially fruitful life so that they can impact the world in a positive way. I ask all of this in your name. Amen.
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 Chris.
Yes, sir.
First up.
Oh, you're going to get me started today. I can tell.
It's coming, man. So we need to talk about concessions. So what does this mean in simple terms? This means that there's landlord owners, apartment building owners, who are, to incentivize someone to move into their building, they're giving away free stuff.
Free.
Back in the day, it used to be a flat screen TV. Nowadays, it's,
I remember those days.
Nowadays, it's 1 month off, or even I'm seeing in Nashville right now, up to 3 months off for concessions. And we actually got through a cooling off period at the end of last year in December, especially. Yep. They backed off on concessions. They didn't need them. And now back in January, they're roaring back. 16.6% of all apartment buildings surveyed, they're offering concessions in the month of January.
Yeah, but like everything else in the multifamily sector, this is not every market. There are some markets that are still doing very well and rents are increasing. But listen, concessions have really, there was a moment like where they weren't a reality, right? We didn't have to give a lot of concessions, but concessions have always been something that's part of the multifamily industry. Like I can't remember a time in the recent past where we didn't have to give something away. First month free. Well, this of course was before ICE started their shenanigans. Since ICE has come through, rents pulling back a little bit in some markets, and yeah, we've had to increase the concessions, but it's always been part of the deal. It's always been part of the deal. So I'm not really that concerned.
Yeah, I also want to point out that this reports during the month of January.
Yeah, February's a different story altogether.
Yeah, no one's moving during Christmas. No one's moving the first of the year, especially in the cold states.
Right.
If it's cold outside, I'm sorry, but that activity doesn't pick up until April. That's just the way that it is.
Yep, that's a fact. Every year we see this.
Next up, I'd love you to cover what Mr. Trump covered during the State of the Union. He hit on a few major housing policies. I'll just kind of tee it up for you, Chris, and you can take it. But the single-family house ban, mortgage rates coming down, and then this housing stipend he's doing for military members.
Well, we all know that Trump, like I've been saying, it's so funny because these topics keep coming up, and I always feel like that we're out in the forefront with insight. Trump is crazy like a fox, so he's doing this thing where large funds can't own, or commercial funds can't own more than 100 single-family residences. Why is that important? Because he's made an exception. If you build a community, as long as you build the community, you can put as many units in that community as you want and make them rentable units, and you can own them. So you can go build a 1,000-unit community, you can own them, and they can be rentals. What is he doing? He's incentivizing these funds to build houses, right? You can't buy them anymore, but you got to have them, and that's your business model. What do? You build them. What happens when you build houses? You start softening the housing crisis. So he's doing this crazy thing like that, crazy like a fox, motivating these people to go ahead and build houses to help soften this whole crisis that we have going on with affordable housing. And the other thing that he was he hit on was the $1,766, I think it was, the military stipend, or they called it the warrior stipend for anybody that's in the military. They get that extra little bump to help them with their housing, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it's so funny because then the housing apartment industry replied, "Oh yeah, all of this is great, except." There's always an except and a but, isn't there? And so everything that Trump is doing, he's playing the long game, man, and people just need to figure that out. Yeah, for sure.
But four steps ahead. It's actually interesting, this whole shakeup that's happening in the Middle East right now, the bombing. A lot of people are now coming out saying that Trump he's handcuffing China by doing this move. He took out their two largest oil suppliers in the last 60 days.
Yep, imagine that.
4D chess.
Imagine that.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have a little bit of a tragedy going on in Houston right now. We've got 3,300 units being taken over by Lind Management Group. An operator in Houston unfortunately slipped. Bad debt and maybe some management problems has led to this operation basically going under. And now you've got 3,300 units trading hands. And this is, sadly, it's not the only one. It's one of many.
No, it's, listen, so it's real easy to make a lot of money when the interest rates are 2.99%. Everybody can be a hero. But now a lot of these even larger operators made the foolish decision that they were going to take on variable rate loans, poor loans, all of that, or they haven't properly managed the property through the cycle of their loan, right? These 7-year loans are coming due, and they can't get the interest rate that they had. They haven't exited, and they haven't managed the property well enough to increase the NOI so that there's more value to these properties. So there's people are exiting like rats off a sinking ship, trying to get out of these properties and the poor management. But this is great, right? The default rates are going up. this is great. I know it sounds insane. This is a great time to be a multifamily if you're a solid operator. We're involved in a deal right now with a very similar situation where it was poorly managed. I don't even completely understand how they got in the situation they're in, but they're in it and they can't get out. And so they need to be rescued, and we're in the process of rescuing that. And we're picking up a $122 million asset for $74 million. So as long as you're a good operator and know what you're doing, this is like time to eat, dude. This is the best time ever because you're going to get a lot of discounts on properties.
Cool. Next up, and this next article, it seems to contradict the original headline that we started with, but
I say nay.
We'll get into the context. So it says U.S. apartment rents continue to increase in February, rising for the third straight month. So we talked about the concessions earlier, but what we talk about now is markets. Some are going up, some are going down.
Yeah, but like I said, it was market specific, right? Yeah. And we're seeing that. Well, I was shocked at Richmond, Virginia being the number one in rent increases. I don't quite understand it. And the other one that I was kind of taken aback by, Georgetown isn't on there, Georgetown, Kentucky, because there's so much growth there right now. I'm shocked at that one. Louisville's on there. We own property in Louisville. And there's several other that were expected. But on the other side of the coin, Orlando is pulled back. Orlando. I haven't seen that in forever. And Nashville, look at Nashville's at the top of the list for pullbacks, or the bottom of the list, which is bad.
Yeah. And I think you're right on Georgetown, Chris. I think it probably gets lumped into Louisville because Georgetown's too small.
That's right there, yeah.
It's not a major MSA. So, yeah, it's interesting. So when you guys see headlines like this, like rents are rising, make sure you break it down.
Yeah.
It's not all markets are the same.
Nope.
All right, next one. Mr. Mamdani, the mayor of New York.
Is it Danny or Donnie?
Danny.
Tomato.
All
right.
Capex. That's an inside joke.
It's an inside joke. One of us is from Minnesota. The other one is from the real world.
Minnesota. Okay.
The only thing they do well in Minnesota is build Vision Jets, but that's another story altogether.
Vision Jets.
Cirrus.
Yeah, Cirrus. And then did you ever see that movie? I'm drawing a blank. I'll have to come back to it. Anyways, I'll give you another one by the end of the show. So we had a visit from the New York mayor to Trump's office, and he's talking to him about basically a major housing project, 12,000 units, affordable housing built in the apartment style. And basically to bait him into this, he printed 2 news articles. So like a fake newspaper. One of them was from when President Ford was in office, and he said no to this. And he made the national news for basically saying, no, I'm not going to allow it. And the other one, the fake news article, is Trump basically as a hero for rebuilding affordable housing in New York. Now, they have not confirmed if Trump said yes, nor denied, but that's the news right now. What's your reaction, Chris?
Trump is such an egomaniac. He's going to somehow figure out how to steal the spotlight or to relish in this moment, but not do the deal. Not do the dude. I'm telling you, he's not going to do it. He's just not going to do it.
Betting markets.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go place a bets on this.
I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to relish in the moment and smile and nod a lot, but not take any action. Mamdani is like the polar opposite of everything that Trump stands for. I just can't see it happening. Can't see it.
Yeah. I suspect he'll use it when he needs the card.
Yeah.
Whatever he needs done in New York, he'll pull it out.
Yeah, but is there a lot of alliance to Mamdani? I'm starting to have fun saying his name, Mamdani.
That sounds like it's accurate.
It sounds right. I might be full of it, but it sounds right to me, Mamdani.
If Chris is wrong, make sure you subscribe to the show
and
then tell him in the comments.
Yes, okay? I love when people tell me how wrong I am. That's not true. I don't mind being corrected when I'm wrong.
I heard you say earlier that you were going to punch somebody.
Oh, I was in a punching mood today.
Okay.
I didn't sleep last night. It seems like the whole world has been an uphill battle today. I had to walk two hours uphill in the snow to work today.
That's what my grandpa used to tell me.
I live in Florida, guys.
All right. Next up, we have Open Door, publicly traded company that buys, fixes, and sells houses, basically a home flipper on steroids. They are now offering a 4.99% 30-year mortgage on all their houses. The internet's going a little bit wild right now because they're like, that's not possible. You can't buy down a mortgage that low. How is this possible, Chris? What is going on with this?
It's so possible.
What are they doing?
Okay. So I used to own buy here, pay here car dealerships back in the day, back when it was fashionable back in Michigan. And what you do is you package some of the finance charges into the cost of the product. Literally, when I was doing what I was doing, the down payment that people would put down on the car actually covered most of my costs, if not all of my costs for that vehicle. So all of the payments were profit. I think that's kind of what they're doing here. So they're buying a $100,000 house, putting $50,000 into it, and they're selling it for $400,000. And by the way, if you buy it from us and finance through our team, we will get you 4.99%. And they're not negotiating down on the price, and they're packaging the financing with that. And so here's the cool thing. They then buy it and sell it to a servicer, right? They'll make a bundle, maybe they'll turn it into CMBS, right? They'll take a whole portfolio and go to market with it. Because 4.99 is a decent interest rate. And they've already made their money on the transaction. They made all of the financing interest rate on the trumped up price. There's another car dealership that does it right now. Drive Time. Drive Time will approve anybody. You can have a 0.3 credit score, and they will finance you. But you'll pay $10,000 for a $1,000 car. That's just what they do. So I got a feeling that that's similar to what's going on here. But I thought there were laws against predatory lending, but they may not be considered predatory lending if it's not in the loan, if it's in the price. If you're going to buy it, I don't know. I think it could get complex. But we're talking about them, aren't they? And that's the goal.
Yep. They stole the headlines again. And I did look into it for the state of Florida. I don't know nationwide on basically buy now, pay later or seller financing. And as long as you disclose,
yep,
and then let the buyer get in a fair market appraisal, you can still do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely legal.
All right, next up, delinquencies on multifamily, record high. Chris, this normally scares people.
Not me. Again, we're relishing in these times. You know what we've never been? I've never been late on a mortgage payment. You know what? I have tier 1 status with the lenders. You know what? They love giving me money because I make my payments. You know what? When people get delinquent on loans, banks do not want to foreclose, and they will negotiate with me and sell it to me. They'll take over the property, then they'll get it transferred to me either at debt or below debt or motivate me to take that property. You know why? I've never missed a mortgage payment. I'm a tier 1 borrower. So this is absolutely a great time for us. And I'm here to tell you that we've got a lot of deals that are cooking that are a direct result of this kind of stuff. And because of the sensitivity of these deals, right, we can't really go public with what's going on with these deals because the lender doesn't want this stuff verbalized or vocalized. The only way we can talk to anybody about these deals is if you're on our wait list. So you have to join our wait list in order to hear in on these inside deals. We got another deal that's going on right now. The deal is so impressive that we're really literally going to be able to give up to 100% of your basis in depreciation on your K1 in the first year. What does that mean? That if you put in $1 million, we're going to be able to give you a K1 that has up to $1 million, up to, I gotta say that for FTC and SEC compliance, up to $1 million in depreciation. That means you get to, if you have the right tax situation, you get to write $1 million off of your income in that first year. Put in $1 million, get $1 million in write-downs as a result of bonus and accelerated depreciation, and boom, that negate. If you got $1 million in income, $1 million in losses makes it zero, and you don't pay taxes. That's how I don't pay taxes on a regular basis. But again, some of these deals are sensitive, and we can't discuss them openly. Can't tell you about where they are, who they are, what they are, but we can talk to you privately. So it's absolutely imperative that you join our wait list by going to homeinvest.com/waitlist.
I'm going to put a quarter in him every time he does that. You just twist him up. That was really good, guys. So if you didn't get the website from him, literally just put in the comments waitlist.
Waitlist, yeah.
And our team will send it over to you. I'm going to just add a little bit of context on where the market's at. Chris nailed this. Like when you see headlines like this, delinquencies, multifamily, trouble, this is actually when the masses are running away.
We go hard.
Yeah, just like Warren Buffett used to say. When everybody else is fearful, that's when you be greedy. Let me put this in context. A year ago, multifamily was down 30%. Fast forward to today, it's only down 19%.
That means for those of you paying attention, had you invested, you just had a net gain of 11% on your money in 1 year.
Yeah. And so this is the time for us to grab. What caused this is interest rates.
Yep.
Remember, interest rates during COVID, they were on the floor way down here. And then Jerome Powell came along and said, you know what, we got to pick up the rates. And he rose rates faster than any other time in history. And eventually we got to a point where it was impossible to go get a new loan with the prices on multifamily properties. And what that did is you had basically sales drop off. See, in 2021 and 2022, we had tons of multifamily buildings being transacted, 25,000 plus per year. Then when those rates went up, all of a sudden there was a cliff. You dropped down to between 5,000 and 6,000 transactions. This is where we sit now. It's starting to come up again because rates are starting to come down again.
May I interject something here?
Please.
In 23, when the transactions were so low, I bought one of my best deals, December 23. Yeah, buddy.
Boom.
Boom.
So that's just so you guys have context on that. So when everybody else is running away from this stuff, you know what to do. You know, you go out there and you grab it.
Yeah, you join our wait list. That's what you do. So you can get in. Listen, we know how to suss out deals and what deals are good and what deals are bad. We get hundreds of deals every week coming our way. So if you want to get on the inside track, join our wait list, because there's a lot of things, like I said, we can't talk about publicly. Our last amazing deal, this deal that I was talking about, it's going to have up to 25% IRR, by the way, and those tax benefits up to 100% of your total basis. Up to, hear me saying up to, I'm saying up to. Hear the up to, right? SEC up to. Yeah, it's going to have up to 25% IRR and up to 100% of your basis and depreciation. That deal, as soon as we turn the key on that, and that's the next couple of days, is going to fill up like our last deal. We raised $12.8 million in 13 days. And people were like begging us to come in on that deal after the fact. Don't miss this deal because it's absolutely amazing.
So we're going to do the deal launch for this one very soon. Literally, it's going to be the phone calls we're making to the folks that are on the wait list.
Yep.
So as Chris said, join the wait list.
And it's coming soon. So you better be on the wait list. I mean, real soon, like real soon. Real soon.
Chris, anything you want to say to close out today?
Yes, real soon. No. Hey, listen, I want you to understand something. That, I came from nothing, and I've been blessed with a lot of success, and that comes 100% from God. And I have resolved myself to the fact that every bit of success and everything that I have is for His glory and not mine. And as much as I sit up here and joke around and we like to have a good time in what we do, I'm really serious about that. It's my goal in life to impact the world in a positive way. And I partner with a man who has the same heart that I do. And our goal is to have a positive impact in the world. And as a result, God has blessed us both many times over with amazing families, amazing relationships, an amazing sense of usefulness. And I know God does not love me any more than He loves you. And I know He doesn't love you any more than He loves me. So if He can do it for us, I'm positive He can do it for you. Just reach out, pray, and do the next right thing in your heart. Thank you all. God bless. Peace.